What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the 2025 BMW XM. This one's finished off in black sapphire metallic. Original base price on these was around $170,000. However, slightly used, you're looking more to the mid to low $100,000 range. Shout out to 704 Exotics for providing this car for today's video. Check out their website, linked down below, and let's get right into BMW's super SUV. Underneath the hood of the 2025 BMW XM, you're going to find that 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8. It also has a plug-in hybrid system. Overall, this makes 644 horsepower with 590 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, xDrive all-wheel drive system. Current weight is around 6,000 pounds, but can do 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds, topping out at 168 miles per hour. Also has an 18.2 gallon fuel tank. You're looking at around 14 miles per gallon, and we even get a 30-mile electric range. The overall length is 201.1 inches with a wheelbase at 122.2. Width is 78.9 and height is 69.1 inches. Now moving on to the exterior styling with the BMW XM. This vehicle's been out for a couple years, still currently on sale for the 2026 model year. You have that most up-to-date headlight design with these really unique daytime running lights up above. Actual headlights are down below. You're gonna see that illuminated kidney style front grille with massive openings. You have gloss black slots in them, BMW logo, forward facing camera, and then a gold color on the XM logo. You can see a lot of really sharp body lines throughout that front end. There's an inlet in the bumper to let air pass through the bumper. We have parking sensors, more ducts, and then a massive safety sensor right down below. Has a very edgy and aggressive style, almost like an X5M, but way crazier looking. You have the really sharp design throughout the hood with those sharp lines, and then a really bold look all throughout it. At the side profile, you can see more of the side parking sensors, a nice body colored design for that fender arch, and then a really cool set of wheels. They're finished off in a multi-spoke look, and then the two-tone color, they're 22-inch diameter, very edgy looking, just like the style of this car. You're gonna see that XM logo on the side, and then a nice black trim piece cutting through the entire side profile, and then more sharp angles throughout the side skirts. Got a pretty cool look for those door handles and body colored mirror caps with a turn signal, as well as a camera on the side, and then we have all blacked out trim throughout the windows. Up above, you're just gonna get a smooth design for the roof, finished off in the body colored. And then at the side profile, looks like a nice proportion overall for a mid-sized SUV. Again, kind of like an X5, just a little bit bigger, more aggressive and angled. You have really sharp body lines cutting into these LED taillights. They have a unique looking smoked out design. And then up above on the rear glass, we even get BMW etched into the glass with a small lip spoiler up above. You're gonna get a super cool looking exhaust tips design. You have dual quad style, massive rear diffuser, small lights in the center, all of your parking sensors and everything. And just once again, a very angled look all throughout it. For the key fob, your typical BMW design, we have remote start. We have all of your different buttons on it. I can just tap the BMW badge to lock it. But of course, whenever you walk up to the vehicle, get close to it, it automatically unlocks. For the interior, this gets a black leather interior with a really unique design. Got ambient lighting and Alcantara as well. And then for the door panel, we have the nice smooth black leather all throughout the side. Silver trim with ambient lighting, memory seating, all the window and mirror controls, and then nice padding on the armrest. Got a Bowers & Wilkins audio system, fuel cap release, storage down below. All this finished off more in the leather and stitching. So a very premium interior, comparing it even to a top spec X5M. You're also gonna see the illuminated M door sill, and then all your power controls on the seat, tons of ways to maneuver the seats themselves. And then we have the nice black leather all throughout the seating with perforations, contrast stitching, somewhat of a bucket style seat too. XM logo up on the headrest there, and then a 3-spoke design on the steering wheel with your stitching as well as dark trim. And then now inside the BMW XM, keep my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Now, being a plug-in hybrid, the engine won't necessarily even turn on until you turn the engine on by going into a sport mode. So doing that, you see that tack raising, and we are now in engine mode where we can get all that fun stuff. You put everything back into normal modes, of course. the engine possibly will turn off, especially after a cold start, and you're back into electric mode. So you're going to get some leather on the airbag cover, which is very nice. You're going to see cruise control settings over on the left side. We have other icons on the right for the screen. We have the M logo down below. If we toggle this icon, you can get a little bit of a design change up in the center. So you can go through a lot of different information throughout the car, which is a really good touch to see. Scrolling over, heads-up display also has a few things you can change. You have your M1 and M2 button, which are your configurable drive modes, then a nice set of carbon fiber paddle shifters. On the right stalk, we have everything for your windshield wipers. Left side, you're going to get turn signals. And then for the screen itself, you can see the tach over on the right side, speedometer on the left, of course configurations in the center, drive modes all down below that. And then if we hit the M mode, we can go into different designs as well. So pretty cool, a lot of configurations like your typical BMWs, and you can see how that ambient lighting even has changed, which is a pretty cool touch. So if we go over on the left side, you're gonna get more of that lighting. We have your automatic high beams, more of this leather material, silver trim, and then I love the satin carbon. We have some cool texture design throughout the upper dash with your heads-up display, more of the leather and stitching across the dashboard, aluminum design, and then all carbon fiber surrounding the center portion of the multimedia screen. So this is basically what you're used to seeing on any modern BMW. You can configure all this. We have all sorts of different tiles that you can swipe through, so very easy and simple to use. We have the fan speed icon right here to go into all of our climate controls where you can adjust your fan speed, temperature, AC, you can sync everything. You can get full screen navigation, full screen audio, of course. You have an apps icon as well where you can see your CarPlay, Android Auto, change a lot of different things within the car. Also have phone connectivity. And then from here, if I go ahead and pop it into reverse, you're gonna get a pretty good backup camera with a top-down view. We have all sorts of different views as well, so it makes it pretty easy overall. Back into P, you can put this car back into park. Underneath that, you're gonna get your 2 air vents. We have a couple extra shortcuts, and then I really like all the satin carbon with ambient lighting. You have some gloss black down below with all of those extra controls, and then getting that out of the way, we have extra storage, heated and cooled cup holders, and there's more of the leather and stitching throughout the side. You're gonna get the rotary dial that you're used to seeing on any BMW, where you can easily go through a lot of the screen, which is a nice touch. You don't always have to use touchscreen. And then you're also gonna get traction control, parking sensors, and then these buttons right here control a lot of the drivetrain. If I tap the setup icon, that gets you right here, where you can easily configure what you'd like in the car. Of course, that will, again, turn the engine back on. Regeneration you can adjust, so you can really mix and match all of your different drive modes as well as the all-wheel drive system. Underneath that, we have the M mode, so tapping that gets you into the 2 different displays, which is a nice touch. You also have safeties and warnings you can configure. And then for My Hybrid, or M Hybrid actually, we can go in here and configure how this is going to drive. So different ways to do it, so you can maintain the battery, use the battery, or of course drive kind of in a blend. You're gonna get your exhaust valve as well, electronic parking brake, and then a nice storage area right in the center with the 2 separate areas to open it. Glove box on the right side, big bucket as expected. And then when let's look at the interior, it definitely looks like a modern BMW, just a lot more edgy, very high quality materials throughout everything, sweet lighting. And then up in the ceiling, as you can tell, we have this geometric shape. It's all Alcantara, so really nice premium feel. There's no moonroof or anything in this car, but the lighting and the geometric shape with the Alcantara looks super cool. Dome lights up above, and then your simple mirror with garage door buttons underneath. Moving on to the rear seat space, I can just grab the door handle and open it up. Door panel's finished off just like we see up front. You're gonna see the nice leather, this cool stitching. Even the bottom of the door is finished off in the leather with stitching. So I really do like the attention to detail the XM gets over a standard car. All that cool design for the seating. It's a bench row back here. 3 people can sit comfortably. And then in the center, we can pull this one down. You're gonna have a nice armrest with 2 cup holders. And then we have climate vents in the center, heated seats, climate controls, there's storage, there's plugs, and then we have foot lighting and then storage behind these seats, along with a spot you can plug as well as insert a tablet. From here, you can also grab the handle up above, and these seats are gonna fold down nice and flat, giving you a pretty good cargo area and space into the back. So hopping into the back of the BMW XM. So sitting here at 5'11", honestly, I feel like I'm in a luxury SUV, kind of like a Rolls Royce or something a little bit above and beyond. So BMW has definitely made this feel extra special over, of course, an X5M competition. That would kind of be the baby version of this. But as you can tell with the ceiling and everything, it is really comfortable. Tons of headroom, great knee room at 5'11" with a driver's seat at my height. This seat is ultra plush feeling. I feel really nice. The recline angle is pretty perfect. Armrests are great. Again, it feels like something high-end. You have plenty of space, car seats will fit fine. Not a bad way for a family to arrive in style. And then moving on to the cargo space, there's gonna be a button next to your camera. You can just tap that, and we have the whole tailgate that's gonna pop open. You have a pretty tall load floor, as you can tell, but the bumper doesn't really stick out at all. So it gives you very easy access into the trunk. You're gonna have a very squared off design in here, so you can fit some larger items. There's a removable cover we can pop off and completely take out. And then even from back here, we're able to grab these seats and get them to fold nice. So they're gonna kind of automatically get out of the way, and as you can tell, it really maximizes the space. So not too bad as far as the reach, and it really does maximize how much cargo volume you're gonna get. The roofline is a little bit lower than a typical SUV, but overall, pretty practical car for people as well as cargo. All right, so setting off now in the BMW XM. So being a plug-in hybrid, if you just kind of drive it in the standard mode, I have energy recovery on max. Right now, you can see the blue line right there. That's basically the electric, and then the tach is at 0 right now because the engine's not even on. And even if I accelerate a little bit, we're still accelerating up with just EV power with no engine. If you give it a little bit more throttle, like you're really trying to accelerate, the engine will kick in. And of course, start giving you all the power, letting off now. The engine will idle a little bit, and as I kind of just keep cruising, engine shuts back off. So pretty cool the way you can drive this. Hybrid mode, it does a really good job. Now, one thing funny with this car, it's not trying to be an efficient hybrid. Obviously, the gas mileage is not that good in this car, but whenever the engine kicks on, it's kind of like an experience. It kicks on, and you know that it kicks on just because you can start hearing the rumble. If you go to electric mode though, completely drive it in electric mode. You don't have to worry about the engine. Even full throttle, the engine does not kick on. I will say it's a little on the slow side when you're in pure electric mode. It weighs a ton. The electronics don't give it that much power, so it's not exactly fast. That's 45 to 50 in like a second or two, so it's not exactly fast, but around town driving, it's super useful, of course, to be able to just do that. Now, if I go into the M2, this one's already preset to have it all into the sport modes. Engine stays on basically, and then both the engine and the electronics will work together. Then you can go into manual mode if you'd like. And of course, you can still adjust your shifting just like on any M car. And this is an M car, kind of like an M3 or M5, just, you know, from an SUV. So it's a step up from an X5M competition. And I guess these days it's kind of like the new M5 Touring, honestly, just more of an SUV. So when we're in everything M, that's when this vehicle really starts to feel a little bit crazier. It feels really tight. Even the steering going around a roundabout, it's really responsive feeling, and it has just a really good blend. I believe we have all-wheel steering. Man, you have some crazy sounds too from the throttle and everything when you're on it. It drives really, really cool. The brakes work really well. Transmission is pretty snappy. Gosh, this thing packs so much power. And if you got a black label, that even cranks it up to like over 700 horsepower. So you can get these even faster. But even in the stock configuration, this car drives really, really cool. Gosh. But it's so cool how you can just tap one button and we're back into automatic hybrid mode, and we're in electric mode. So it's really cool to enjoy the plug-in hybrid characteristics for a car like this. You know, there's daily drivers that have this type of technology. I think it's more fun to have a plug-in hybrid on something a bit more special, because this car, you have to plug it in to charge it to get the benefits. If you're not charging it like every day, you're not really getting all that benefit of what this thing is capable of. So when you do keep it charged, I mean, it really wakes it up. Normal driving though, when you're in the comfort, everything, it's still comfortable, luxurious, it's super quiet, it's super comfortable to sit in. You have great visibility around it. All the ambient lighting looks really good. All right, so my honest thoughts with the BMW XM. So the plug-in hybrid aspects of this car really are what make this stand out above, you know, the X5M competition. That's kind of the next step down in BMW's lineup as far as this size point SUV. Now, the X5M is just the V8, normal, all that good stuff. This takes up a notch with the plug-in hybrid, but then it also does take it up quite a lot as far as just the interior quality. Everything is covered in leather, there's carbon, the Alcantara This is a big step up in just cool factor wowness. It is really, really unique. Now the plug-in hybrid, I'm not really the biggest fan of plug-in hybrids as far as daily drivers go, because you have to charge it every single day to get the benefits, which I think it just kind of outweighs the efficiency gain. This car throws that out of the window. This car is not about efficiency. And if you never charge it, you'd probably get like 10 mpg. Not that you're spending the money on this to care about the gas mileage, but this is not about mpg. This is about all the performance and cool factor you can get in this vehicle. So with that, the cool factor, it is pretty cool and kind of fun to be able to drive something that's this powerful and this even loud and obnoxious and kind of crazy in electric mode. There's something about that. And I like the hybrid technology for supercars. As that becomes more and more mainstream, I actually kind of like that, especially owning a V10. You know, it'd be nice to put it in electric mode and leave the neighborhood without annoying anybody. So this car kind of gives you that in a wild SUV. And when you are driving it normal around town, it is nice to know that you can just quietly zip around and cruise. But the way the technology works with the engine and everything, you get that extra power. And with the plug-in hybrids, or even just kind of general hybrids that are performance vehicles, that instant EV torque you get as soon as you touch the throttle, you know, you can't match that with any gas vehicle. Even a supercharged V8 that's very instant in power, it's not the same as electric. So the fact that you can get instant torque, which basically takes care of any low spots in engines' torque and horsepower, it really makes the engine even more linear. Twin turbo engines have a little bit of turbo lag inherently just because of how they operate, but with the electronics, it makes it to where this V8 is just so responsive. I mean, there's no delay. You have just power all the time. It is a really cool blend. And then when you are just driving this even more normal, you know, it's a comfortable, nice place to be. It really does feel special. It feels big too. You feel tall up over the rest of the traffic. It's a comfortable riding car, honestly. This would be a great daily, it'd be a good family car, a good road trip vehicle too. I mean, there's a lot going for this car to make it feel a bit cooler. And in today's market, I don't think the market really appreciated this car that much. They depreciate a little bit. That's why this one is way more affordable than a brand new one. And they're really not all that popular. I was actually surprised to see they're still on sale. I thought they discontinued this honestly a couple years ago. So it's not that popular, but when you look at the world today, cool SUVs are very popular. The Lamborghini Urus has been so successful. There are plenty of other really successful SUVs, like from Porsche. Even Aston Martin has an SUV now. Ferrari kind of has an SUV. I mean, it's just a good market to be a part of, and BMW has given us something really unique. The plug-in hybrid, it really does offer some cool technology to really capitalize on basically what modern technology is available. You have the power, you have the sounds of the engine that we love as car enthusiasts, but you have that fancy tech, the EV drive mode. It's just a really cool place to be. It really is. It's fun to experience what the car is like, and I like how it can tone down to be a normal car, but you can configure it. 2 taps of the M2 button, a couple downshifts. And we are in a true M car, basically an M5 Touring in an SUV form. It is a really cool blend. It is something else that really offers a lot. It'll put a smile on your face for sure, and it's got room for the family. Can't argue with that. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for plenty more content to come. Big shout out to 704 Exotics for providing this XM for today's video. Check out their website, links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.